Hello everyone, my name is Loko and welcome to a new game of StarCraft II. This is going to be the second game in a series between two of the best Zerg players in the entire freaking world. Today, in the bottom right corner, we have none other than Startale Life spawning as a red Zerg, and he also managed to pick up game number 1, which was actually, you know, a rather long game on another map named, what is it? Star Station once again, and his opponent for this game is going to be none other than LiquidTLO. Like I mentioned, he is currently 1-0 behind in this best of 3 between two of the best Zerg players in the entire freaking world. Now, in the first game, we start Startale Life opening up rather aggressive. And once again, when we take a look at the production tab, there's a really early spawning pool going down. This spawning pool is taken down at the 9 supply mark. Now, what does this mean? Well, it basically means that Life is putting all his eggs in one basket. He recognizes that he's already 1-0 ahead. It is a best of 3, so he only needs to win 2 games. So if you're gonna choose a game, it is usually gonna be game number 2. He's also gonna follow it up. No, actually, it's only an extractor trick. Gonna most likely get a Overlord next, and after that, he will be making as many Zerglings as he possibly can. And considering he isn't taking any gases, he's most likely going to expand right behind it. Now, on the other side of the map, meanwhile, we see a rather standard play right now by LiquidTLO. The question is LiquidTLO going to take a hatchery? Or is he actually not? Guys, he's going for actually a hatchery first, whereas his opponent is going for the most cheesiest of cheesiest builds. There's not even a 9 or not even a 10 pool, which is really common right now, but it's a 9 pool, which just hits a slight little bit earlier. He's going to make 8 Zerglings so far. He's maybe even going to go up to 10 Zerglings, starting the Queen as well, whereas the opponent's spawning pool, LiquidTLO spawning pool, is only just now going down. Now, as you can see, he's going up to 10 Zerglings, and I highly expect him to actually... Oh, he's actually gonna go for a gas geyser? Yes, No, that was actually just an extractor trick to get even more Zerglings out. So he's gonna go up to a total count of 12 slow Zerglings. Definitely will be able to get the console on this hatchery if he does choose to do so. However, LiquidTLO might be able to console it in time, and therefore it might be that Life goes straight for the main base, but it looks like nope, he's not even thinking about it. He's just going straight to the natural, straight target firing down the hatchery of LiquidTLO, trying to make sure that LiquidTLO will never ever get this base up whatsoever. And meanwhile, of course, LiquidTLO consoles that base as quickly as he can, trying to buy a little bit of extra time by running away with that little drone. But here we go, the Zerglings are going to go into the main base of LiquidTLO. Will LiquidTLO micro properly? And will he be able to not lose all of his drones to this aggression from Startale Life? Some really heavy micro going on right there. A few drones are needed to be pulled off and one drone going down at the very least. But it looks like the damage that could have been done is actually not that gigantic. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, we see the hatchery going down for Life. We see the hatchery going down for TLO as well. So Life might be able to once again get the cancel on this hatchery because he knows that it's down as well. If you take a look at the vision of Life, Life had an Overlord hanging on top of this hatchery, but he might be able to save it. LiquidTLO, that is. LiquidTLO has a few Zerglings right here that might be able to do enough together with this Queen to actually save up this hatchery. Here we go, target firing going down on the Queen. Will he be able to get the Queen? Nice micro there, right there by LiquidTLO, but the Queen does end up going down. However, the most important part for this build is that the hatchery is saved. Let's have a look at the income tab because that should tell everything. It looks like Life is slightly ahead for a little tiny while, but of course he will need to deal with all these Zerglings. Right now, most of the time, we see a little bit of a back and forth action between the Zerglings and between the drone count. Both players are trying to up their drone count without dying. That is pretty much it. But of course, you don't want to overdo it. Ooh, almost getting the surround right there on the Queen. Seeing the second Queen, however, he does decide to turn around with the Zerglings that he had, simply making sure that he just does a little bit of damage and forces a bunch of units out of his Zerg opponent. However, we see a lot of Zerglings going down for LiquidTLO. LiquidTLO doesn't want to do droning. He is just getting the Zerglings out. He is getting the Baneling Nest out as well. Still having 3 drones mining and gas. Having only 1 Queen for the injects. So LiquidTLO is going to go for an all-in. He's going to try and do as much damage. All these slow Zerglings, however, of Startale Life are going to go down. And I expect LiquidTLO to morph at least a bunch of Banelings right now. There we go. 2 Banelings going down. But he knows he doesn't even need them at this point. He's just going to try and get the biggest around he can get on all of these queens. But of course, they get a nice little service area right there between both of the mineral patches. And will it be enough for LiquidTLO? LiquidTLO will pretty much need to win the game at this point. There the banelings come. Nice first hit going down. Nice second hit going down. And it looks like that was all that he needed. The queens are not in a proper position anymore. However, they are both extremely low health. LiquidTLO does manage to target fire both of them down. Still a nice baneling. Will he baneling get in the middle of all these Zerglings? That will be an instant GG right there, I think. But it must look like Startale Life's micro is just a little bit too good for that. Really intense fight going on right here. Of course, LiquidTLO doesn't want to trigger that baneling early enough. Nice little trigger right there once again by LiquidTLO. However, Startale Life's own speed links are done right now. If you take a look at the income tab, it does look like LiquidTLO is slightly ahead, but he is not done with his aggression just yet. He's going to try and win the game right here, making more and more Zerglings, making more and more banelings as well. And now he's going to be target firing down the hatchery of his opponent while morphing the banelings, of course. Startale Life does not know when this baneling cocoon is hatching, so he has to be very careful whether or not he's going to be engaging. Here the baneling comes. Will he be able to get a nice hit once again? Startale Life's baneling come down right now. If they get a nice hit down on those LiquidTLO Zerglings, they might still be able to take the game. But it does look like Startale Life did manage to hold slightly right there at the cost of 2 queens and a few drones, as well as a few Zerglings, of course. A little bit of a risky move right there by LiquidTLO. The aggression is not done just yet. Once again, nice micro by LiquidTLO, but it does look like Life has the superior Zergling count right now, reinforcing with 10 more Zerglings, whereas his opponent is making drones. So LiquidTLO will need to push this counter attack back, and therefore win the game. If he manages to hold this push, it would most likely seem that he will win the game right at this moment. Here we go, the banelings will need to connect to at least a bunch of those Zerglings. If those banelings die to 1 or 2 Zerglings, that is not enough. LiquidTLO will need to do more banelings. Here the banelings of Startale Life himself come in. First poke of the baneling or of the Spineclaw will take down 2 of them. But here we go. The first little hits are being done, and it looks like LiquidTLO did manage to hold on to this quite effectively. Zerglings trying to run into the main base, but it does look like there's too much LiquidTLO. So currently the score is 1-1. Let's go into the final game between those gigantically amazing Zerg